Hello everybody, my name is Lakshiter, but you guys could call me Lucky, and if you have any questions, please do so at the end of the presentation. And I'm going to talk to you all about population growth, which is a big topic nowadays. And we all have been part of the topic. For example, in the beginning of this class, we had a big crowd of people in the class, but as we all see right now, it's reduced and a lot of people left, but only so many of us left here. So, population growth. The definition of population growth is increase of numbers of people who inhabit an territory or state, or a population growth is a change in numbers in population over time. If we look at how the population growth started, we could go back in Africa. That's where our ancestors started going all over the world. And that's how the civilization started, which is the population growth. And where did population growth start around? It's, like I said, it's Africa being the place the first man found. Then the question appears which is where they went from there. The scientists say that the man from Africa split to different places like Europe, Middle East, Asia, and Australia. And at the time, they had different geographical environment, which would have helped them to go overseas, because it was maybe an ice age back in the days, and those species, like maybe they were on their way to being human beings, so they traveled to different continents, and that's how the very beginning of the population growth started. And when we think about how why people would move to different places, we could think of different reasons, like food, shelter, and environment adaptation, and the weather. If it's too cold, you can't live in that place, so you move different places. So, considering back in today's conditions, for anyone to survive, there will be so many aspects to be in the certain environment in order for those to make it through. I mean, basically to live. So, those people from Africa moved to different part of the world because they were looking for shelter, food, and a better environment for them to survive. And maybe it was a bad how do you say, it's a bad weather, like it was like there was no rain for them to grow food, or like there was no animals for them to eat, so they moved to Europe and Asia and different places like that. And where population growth is today, it is estimated to a number as 7.086 billion, which is a big population, and we all have been part of that. Stats shows that most likely it's most likely to see a higher population growth in a developing country than it is in a developed country. The reasons would be lack of education, and families need more people to do farming. It's just like some of the back in Asia, it's like maybe a tradition, towards a big family, and it's like that. And in developed countries, it's a low population growth compared to developing countries. The reasons would be economic aspects and higher education, growth, healthcare demand, growing healthcare demand. However, there is increase of population is being taken due to the fact that more people wanting to be better at a better environment. So even though, like in developed countries, there's a low population growth. From developing countries, there's a lot of people moving in, so there's still a population growth in developed countries like here. Population growth and resources depletion. You know, since we have a overpopulation growth in the world today, it is leading to our environment problems, like you know, cutting down trees and the water, and even food in some countries. And you can see how demand is trying to get water, and how the forests are being cut down. And you know, population growth could be put into stats, and there's a formula where how you could calculate how you could find the rate of the population growth. And there's three main focus nowadays problems of you know, surrounded by the population growth, which is the pollution, global warming, and habitat. And there's another formula where you could find the like how you could find the percentage of population. And there's like, I read this article. It was indicating that today in the United States we are heading towards a low population growth. That's that in the future that might be leading into a like a deficit of like economic purposes. Like there will be less people to work. Like there'll be a lot of jobs, but not enough people to work. And but it's not. It was just an article, but I don't think it's true. Because actually, y'all see we have a lot of people here, and there's some stats also. That's also the PGR formula. You could find how you could calculate the rate of the population growth. The one I showed you previous, it's a formula, but you can actually use it like to a regular person. We can't use that formula because we don't know much about it. But this one, it's the one we could use. And that's a graph showing the world population growth